So Yukiko, can you tell us briefly about your background? So we know you've been overseas quite a bit, but looking at the younger years or younger days, you had studied abroad, I believe. Where did you study?
Yeah, it was when I was 23 years old, and I was working at a trading company, very small trading company in Tokyo.
Okay.
And after that, I went to Boston. And why Boston, right? Because I didn't know anything about United States, anything about study abroad.
Okay.
And then actually, my father picked up the country. He knows some people over there. So that's why he recommended me to go to Boston. And I went to Boston, and at the time I couldn't speak English at all. And actually, when I was a junior college in Tokyo, in Japan, my major was the English literature. But, I thought I like English, and then I was good at the English. But actually, I went, to Boston, and then my English didn't work at all. Nobody understood. So that's why, oh my God, okay. So I had to study English from the beginning. And so that's why since then, I had tried to hang with only American people over there, not Japanese people.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Did you find the accent difficult? Because I do know the Boston.
Very much.
Right? Yeah.
Very much.
Even for me, they have a very peculiar accent that nobody else has. So.
Exactly. Exactly. So the Japanese tongue, it's very made us too difficult to pronunciate R and L and
correct. Yeah.
TH things.
Right. Yeah.
So I practice a lot. How I practiced is at the time it was 1996. So the Windows 95 was just came out.
Just released, yeah.
Right. So that's why when I went to Boston, it was 1996. So computers everywhere at the time. So that's why I bought one from my friend.
Okay.
It's old one. And I didn't know anything about a computer, so that's why I was struggling to study to understand what is a computer, what's in there, so what makes it better. And of course, the computer company has a help desk at the time, so that's why I call them at night. And then usually the help desk people is kind of nothing to do.
Very quite easygoing.
Yes,
right.
Midnight. So that's why I call them at midnight, and to practice my English.
Nice. That's actually a really good way of practicing. I never thought about that. I should do that for Japanese.
Yes.
And so from the time that you, let's say, graduated from what university was it?
University?
Yeah, which university?
Northeastern University.
Northeastern University. So from that time of graduation to becoming president of Teshima Corporation, what was the career path that you followed in between that time?
Yes, thank you for asking for that. My biggest challenge is to go back to Japan and then show my parents I can speak English, because that's one of the promise. They let me go to the United States. So that's why I was so struggling to speak English. But at the time, just speaking English is nothing. You have to add some of the skill. So that's why I took the business major, because I didn't know anything about management at the time. So that's why, I was kind of afraid. My father was a very successful businessman at the time in the local area. So, I should be like that? No, but I don't know anything. But it can be like that. So that's why I struggle studying the business. But at the time in the United States, the most business major has the computer science and computer matter in the class.
Right.
So my major was a BIS, which is a Business Information System.
Okay.
And then most of the class was for the application. So that's how I learned Microsoft Office application, how to play around application by application. And I graduated 2002 and then came back to Japan and then start working in my current company.
Nice, very nice. And so I believe you had taken over the company from your father. What was the transition like? Was it a smooth process, or was it kind of like a rocky road?
Of course, it's rough. It's not smooth. I mean, it's not only for everybody. Some of the family business had smoothly transition.
Okay.
things, right?
Right.
But in my case, like, I was at the first, I saw a lot of assignment, a lot of challenges when I saw the factory. So maybe, the factory itself, production process itself, it's perfect.
Okay.
They are still perfect.
Okay.
However, to sustain, I thought like I have to do like some more, which is like management. So yeah, not management, the factory management, people management, education management, everything about management. So that's why this is my biggest challenge to acquire the ISO 2001. Yeah. So and I learned. I'm still following the management system of ISO. That was the biggest challenge.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And so would you say that's one of the points of improvement that you've achieved since becoming president of Teshima Corporation?
It's not only that, and I spent 7.5 years in my current factory and factory management or innovation, and another one I innovated is installing the IT system. Okay. It was like quite early, like compared to like right now, everyone has a computer, right? But at the time in 2002, in my local area, like only some of the company has that LAN system, and that's what I created. I see. And after that, the biggest one is computer is just computer, right? It's not like my final goal. And after that, I was talking over and over with the parents about the management, and after that, like I realized that I need more skill, like more knowledge, like beyond their current management style. So that's why I made a decision to go back to Boston again to acquire my MBA.
Oh, I see. And how long was your MBA for? Is it 2 years?
Yes, usually the university, I was going to go back to Northeastern University, but at the time, the most of the university has a 2.5 years in MBA class. But I didn't want to spend like too much time, right? And I want to practice what I learned from MBA. So that's why I was looking for the 1-year MBA. Okay. And I found this HALT, H-U-L-T, International Business School in Boston. So that's why, oh my God, I have to go there. Yes. Yeah, that's what we call right now. It's a reskilling, maybe.
I see. Okay.
I did that like in 2008.
Okay, perfect. So it seems you have a good rapport or relation with the city of Boston in terms of your education as well. Yeah, nice.
I think I feel like some connection with Boston.
Absolutely, very nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.